So my husband and I were married for 7 years when we had Makenzie. So when she finally came along, she was truly an answer to our prayers. And every day with her has just been amazing in one way or another. She is 7 now, going on 47. She is an old soul, and she's a wonderful mix of my husband and I in looks and personality. At about age 2, when she wasn't speaking, she was our only child, so we didn't know that that wasn't typical until we went to a birthday party for another 2-year-old, and she came up to Makenzie and started speaking. And Makenzie even looked at her with you could almost see the bubble over her head, like, why are you able to talk? So we kind of knew something was probably up, and so we found some great professionals that kind of walked us through what we needed to do to figure out what was up. So we put her in PPCD, and she spent a year there, and they were lovely to her. They treated her well, but we just weren't seeing really great progress. And one day I wasn't feeling well, went to a doctor's office, urgent care office, and was just flipping through the Dallas Child magazine. And I saw an advertisement for It's a Sensory World and thought, wow, this looks like a really cool place. So called and spoke to Reka, and we set up a visit. And so this was when Makenzie was 3. So we came in, and almost immediately, Makenzie just began being Makenzie. She was still nonverbal at the time, had some slight behavior issues, and I apologized for her behavior, which is what I was used to doing. And Reka said, no, that's why we started this place, because we never ever wanted anybody to have to apologize for their child here. So right then, I just knew that this was a really special place. And, she said, we have this preschool prep program that, would you be interested in being able to come? It's half a day, it's a couple of days a week, we're really just starting it. And I just couldn't figure a way that we would be able to make that work. But I knew we needed to do something different, and they were having a camp program. So we enrolled her in the camp program, and it was the first time we had ever left her anywhere other than with family. And it was very, very frightening. I mean, imagine leaving your nonverbal child someplace. They can't tell you what's happening. So I dropped her off and left, and when we came back to get her, she just seemed so happy. And that was just the beginning of a beautiful relationship. The resources that are at the public school are very different than the ones that are here. I think the thing that really sets this place apart is that each child is truly treated as an individual. So, there are several children in Makenzie's class. They may all be learning and doing the same lesson, but they each may be being taught that lesson in a different way, in the way that works best for them. They have the time and the staff and the ability to be able to tailor those really, really special needs for each child, their special educational needs, and that is just amazing. And they're very humble and very comfortable saying, we tried this and this just wasn't working, or we've had Makenzie, so Makenzie was in one class and it just wasn't clicking. Great things were happening, but it just wasn't clicking. And they're very comfortable coming to me and saying, we think we want to try this out. Are you okay with that? What do you think about that? So they include me in the educational process, even though that is not what I do. But I do know Makenzie, and they recognize that and appreciate that. And so we really partner to be able to get Makenzie exactly what Makenzie needs to be able to continue to grow. So, almost all of her milestones, probably from what you would consider from toddler even though she was older, but understanding she's a little bit behind, have all been here. So she was potty trained, which we were wondering if that was ever going to happen. And they were great with us, taking her to the bathroom every 20 minutes till she got and figured it out on her own just to be able to go. She spoke her first words after being here for a year, a little over a year. I think one of the really great things about Into Sensory World is it gave my husband and I hope when we kind of felt like there wasn't a lot. And with that hope came a lot of trust in the people that we leave our child with every day. And she is a part of the SMART program, but she also is here for aftercare. So she's here from 8:15 until 6 p.m. She's here a long, long day, longer than most people's work day. And every minute of the day is packed with something, right? Something, whether it's building social skills, building her confidence, whether it's educational. I mean, they really understand that it's not just about making sure that she can read, but it's some of those other special things that are so very important. It's great that you can read, but if you can't carry on a conversation with someone, then work in life. I mean, and they just understand that.
Makenzie, what do you want? You want the cookie? Do you want the book? Do you want the book? No. Do you want the cookie?
Yes.
Very good.
It's kind of an interesting dynamic because when people talk about her and they say very complimentary things, as a parent, I'm not quite sure what to say, because the right answer isn't thank you, because she works hard for every accomplishment that she gets, and it's not about me, it's all about her. She works really, really hard. And the wonderful thing about, and I'll talk about Angela for just 1 minute, is that I said to Angela, you've got to find your way with her early in the program, because Makenzie is rather strong-willed, and I said, I'm gonna just leave and y'all are gonna figure that out. And I could see the day that she figured it out, because Makenzie had a new and different respect for Angela that day. And the learning just soared even more, because it was the day that Angela got her, and I could see the difference in that. And it's just been amazing since that. So she literally has had almost everybody at some point being here as long as she has. And even now, we don't notice a difference when one teacher is there as opposed to another teacher. I mean, each of the teachers has their own unique strength, but they all understand the children, they all know the children, and they can interchangeably come and teach. And I can only speak for my child when I say that she has respect for each teacher, and that they understand her, and they're able to get to the level where she is to be able to give her what she needs. I mean, it's just an amazing thing when you walk in and we've hit a milestone or something has happened. Every teacher knows about it, and they come and talk to you about it, because they all are such a team. They understand what each child is doing, that they're able to speak to that, which is just an amazing thing.
How important is it for this school to continue to grow, to help more and more families? How important is it?
It's so important. I mean, we're really very fortunate to find this place, and I honestly can say that my child would not have hit some of the milestones that she has if we were in a different place, because of the one-on-one attention, because of the individualized programs for her. You know, my child is reading, and I never, ever, my husband and I never imagined that that would happen. Not that we were not hopeful, not that we were not prayerful, but just weren't sure. And, you know, we need, more people need to be able to utilize this place as a resource, and more importantly, as a home for their children, for a place for them to grow and thrive, you know, for them and for our children. Because the more children that are here, the better all of our children's social skills are, and the more exposed they are to more people and different situations and different things. And isn't that really what life is all about?
I smart. I smart.
You are smart.
Too.
It's a sensory world. Whoa. It's a sensory world. A world where I can laugh. A world where I can play. A world where I am learning to communicate.
Ready? Set. And
We're done. We're done.
all finished. Makenzie, come ride the giraffe.